uppercut, leave you laid out on the floor. Try to duck and roll, hit and miss, now you counting stars. Should've practiced more, should've hit the mask, get out there more. Man, that you're the best. You gotta show me, son, actions over words, baby boy, is you real or what? Talking way too much, world come back sports, talking way too much, world come back sports, talking way too much, world come back sports.
Yo, shout out to the hottest chat in the MFN game. A-Side official. No negotiation needed, period. You already know. 2025, we back in the building. Carlos Rosado on deck. What it do, man? Salute to you. Mike is on deck. Smoke Session Sports and Entertainment is on deck. What it do, man? What's good? Latch Pilmer on deck. You already know what it is, man. Salute to you and that warrior. Let's get down to it. As you already heard, there was a press conference today with two individuals that have somewhat the DNA. I don't want to put it out there to make it complicated, the legacy, because neither one of them have fulfilled what their fathers left behind. Those of us that follow boxing understands the magnitude of that. But as we've seen from the past, it's very, very difficult for the seed to come out and replicate what the parents have been able to do. If it's a father or a mother. In this case, is a perfect example. Just embarrassment after embarrassment after embarrassment, yo. They've been talking about this fight. Conor Benn is yang. You know, goddamn, every time you hear it, man, it's like a broken harmonica, bro. You know, he always mad with people. You know, he tried to go at Ryan Garcia over in Saudi. Try to, you know, not in Saudi, in London. At the Ring Magazine Awards. He tried to say he was talking shit in his city. Try to be a bully. And then Eubanks, I've actually met the lad several times in person. Let me tell you, he's an arrogant, egotistical freaking prick. There's no other words to describe him. He's absolutely that. Eubanks Jr. is a prick. You know what I'm saying? He is absolutely, you don't call anyone a prick unless you've had situations where they can prove to you, yeah, I'm a prick and I'm going to continue to demonstrate. That's what Eubanks. He is an arrogant prick. So they had a press conference today where Eubanks started to ramble on about nothing, y'all. He's so full of himself. I don't know how he has a 1 or 2 meals a day. He can get full strictly off the diet of his ego. Seriously. That's his own smoothie. He hydrates off that every single day. If you seen like MTV Cribs back in the day where they were showing people homes, I bet Eubanks in his house, everywhere he goes, the hallway, the kitchen, the fridge, there's mirrors. There's mirrors. AI. To tell him, hello, Mr. Eubanks. You look great today. We just want to build your ego up a little bit more than what it was yesterday. You don't mind, do you? Sure, I got time. Go ahead. He has pre-programmed furniture items, I swear to God. But these two have been talking about fighting each other, and now the fight is scheduled, y'all. The fight is scheduled for April 26, 2025. Okay? These two will finally get it on. Now, the UC, of course, you have Liam Smith. You have Anthony Yard against Lyndon Arthur, which should be a pretty decent fight. Liam Smith is no slouch. He's going in there against Aaron McKenna. Chris Smith going in against Brandon Gladden. Shout out to Gladden. He from down here. I really wish you the best in that fight, big dog. You know what I'm saying? I really wish him the best in that. And Vidal Riley against Shavion Clark. So they have a 5-fight card, okay? That's going on over there in the UK. But my primary focus today is how it all went down. These two has been going back and forth, exchanging verbal sparring on the site, wherever they feel like it. They have been forging this for I don't know how long. So let's just take a little gander on boxingscene.com, because today's freaking press conference, Eubank Jr. was trying to explain to us about the villain. He says everywhere he goes, he get booed. When he fights in his backyard, they boo him. He said, but this is the first time there will be an opponent across from him that's hated just the same. You know what I'm saying? Conor, he the only thing he made sense about was basically explaining to the people why he's hated, why he's booed. He beat Liam Smith and they still booed him. But now he feels walking into this fight in April that he will have somebody across from him that's hated just the same. He was pretty much saying, I know the fight fans don't give a damn about me. I know they disapprove, and they also disapprove of you too. So I'm not gonna feel as bad. But the best thing he said in this whole presser, he told Conor Benn, he say, listen, you young lad, you had it. You pissed it away. You had the people on your side and you pissed it away. You know what I'm saying? You had the people on your side. They admired Conor Benn. They tried their best to give the young fella the benefit of the doubt. And he pissed it away. Why? Because he went on an egg eating excursion. He went on an egg eating excursion, y'all. The reason why we have shortages today is because of Conor Benn. This man was eating egg after egg. Look at the prices of eggs, y'all. Look at this. And we're going to get to why I'm showing you these eggs. Most of us, I don't know your living arrangement, but you usually get a dozen of eggs. I mean, to buy over a dozen of eggs, your pocket's got to be a little bit heavy. You got to have some coins up in there, a couple of rolls of quarters, dimes, and nickels. You know what I'm saying? And some coupons, of course. For those of you that's kind of bougie, you get the farmhouse eggs, brown eggs. You know what I'm saying? Cage free. No, I got respect for my chickens. I don't want that cage free eggs. I want to eat the ones that chickens that wasn't stressed out when they was having eggs. Because if I eat eggs that was stressed out, that's going to get me stressed. So I want the stress-free eggs, the ones that was in there chilling up in the suite. You see the prices? $7. All of this is out of stock online. Organic cage-free brown large eggs, y'all. Speaking of large eggs, I wonder what size egg was that was in the palm of Eubank Jr.'s left hand? Because he slapped the egg white out of freaking Conor Benn with that egg. I said, for the grace of God, people are struggling to find food to eat. They want the protein of egg. I'm pretty sure after it was all said and done, somebody went up there and scooped up the egg yolk and put it in a little small container because they themselves were struggling a bit. They was going to put that in a cold environment and fry that motherfucker for later and put it on 2 slices of bread, and you already know you got a fried egg sandwich. Come on, stop acting like you don't know. Look at that. Those of you bougie upper class that eat Eggland's best, give you B12. You know what I'm saying? Was one of these eggs that Eubanks Jr., who lives the affluent life, was he one of them individuals that went into some Eggland's best and grabbed the egg, hid it on his pocket the whole time? Because I can tell you, Eggland are different than the regular eggs. I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm not gonna get into that though. Let me get back to the article. I want to read what they had to say over their boxing scene, okay? Supervillain, Chris Eubanks. All right? Let me enlarge this for you. They say supervillain Chris Eubanks Jr. embraced bad guy role against Conor Benn. Despite his attempts to wax lyrical through Manchester's press conference on Tuesday evening, it is what came at the end that people will remember Chris Eubanks Jr. for. Oh, what was that, people? Now, all of a sudden, we have an understanding. Whenever there's a face-off, all of a sudden, I'm not saying it never happened in the past. They used to move furniture back in the past. But you have fighters that's reaching out and touching one another. It's getting physical. We just seen Keyshawn get pushed. We saw Javante push. We saw Devin push Lomachenko. We've seen the pushing and shoving. But this right here, people, I've never, and I'm being absolutely honest with all of you that's listening, I've never seen a boxer have their egg white slapped out of the side of their face. I've never seen anyone eat an egg off the right side of the right hemisphere. I've never seen anyone fed like that. Never. Go on with the article, please. After several lengthy monologues, having repeatedly told the promoter Eddie Hearn to be quiet, and having spoken over Conor Benn occasional offerings, when Eubanks Jr. and Benn finally went head to head, Eubank Jr. slapped Benn with his left hand, and the egg he held within his grasp cracked across Benn's face. When I tell y'all I heard that egg crack, you want to talk about a new type of pimp slap? Look, y'all. You want to talk about being unequally yoked? Eubanks Jr. slapped the eggshell out of freaking Conor Benn. Conor Benn was furious, bro. I mean, you're sitting up there at a cool 155. You're not going to do too much. Why are you? Come on, you're adorable. You got 200 plus 300 pound security around there. You're there gritting your teeth. Come on, you're not doing anything, brother. Come on, you're not doing anything, bro. You're not on your egg diet. You lost Victor Conte's freaking contact. He could have gave you some shit to get you right and get you energized before walking up in there. But you lost his contact. You know what I'm saying? So at this point in time, it's went viral, okay? It goes on to say the egg was used as a symbol, given Benn failed 2 drug tests and test positive for the banned substance clomiphene ahead of their first scheduled encounter in 2022. The WBC later, upon clearing Benn, themselves claimed that those results could have occurred because of the number of eggs being consumed. Benn has maintained his innocence throughout. People, did I tell you that the people aren't respecting the fact that they somehow a little bit over here, there, cleared, exonerated Benn? You understand what I'm saying? Supposing he was semi-exonerated, that allowed him to assumingly be back in the good graces of the boxing fans. But that doesn't seem like the case. It seems like the people don't even believe he's innocent. It's been said that once you get within range of Conor Benn all you think of is Waffle House, IHOP, Denny's. They say he smells just like egg. So I try to put this together, right? I try to do my own little investigative work. You know what I'm saying? Unqualified, of course. But, I tried to do it. I say to myself, I said, hey, what drew Chris Eubanks Jr. to slap the egg white? To force feed a egg, which is very scarce these days, right? They got people out here trying to excavate dinosaurs and to see can they find just one egg that's been preserved so they can start having them motherfuckers lay eggs. You know what I'm saying? They up here robbing ostrich farms and shit because it's an egg shortage. But I'm saying, did Eubanks Jr. smell Conor Benn from afar? Did he smell like a chicken coop? Did he smell like egg still from the thousands that he ate trying to gain weight the first time? Was the clomiphene emitting from his pores? I'm just trying to figure this all out. That's all I'm trying to do. Because what could have drove Eubanks Jr. to put that egg in his palm of all the hungry people that's out here and say, I'm about to blow through this egg, knowing that there's people out here that just want a fried egg sandwich. They just, if they don't have 2 slices of bread, they have 1. All they want to do is goddamn throw that egg in there on some heat, fry that baby up, put a little seasoning on that. And then if you fucked around and you still got some cheese back there, if you can peel through all and get rid of all the goddamn spoiled ones that's already damn expired, get to that one that don't have the green, the blue, and the yellow on it. And just throw that in there on top of that egg and let it melt. That's all they want. But no, Eubanks up here slapping fraud, waste, and abuse, slapping the legacy out of Ben. Why I say legacy? Conor Benn's dad was just off to the right side of Conor Benn, his son. His dad was no joke. Let it be known. Eubanks Jr. father was no joke. Both of them was hitters. But he witnessed his son getting slapped with a motherfucking egg. Boy, what do you do when you have a son that's in the same sport as yourself and something that his father never would allow to happen? He never would allow that to happen. His son got punked out and slapped with a motherfucking egg, y'all. He slapped him. Look, that's the first time ever I seen some shit like that. He slapped that man with an egg like he was enthusiastic about donating. He donated an egg, a raw egg, to the Benn family. That's disrespectful. The article goes on to say, until that flashpoint, Eubank Jr. had been outspoken but measured. When Hearn initially started talking, Eubank Jr. said, this is Eubank versus Ben. So you can either sabotage the event or you can be quiet and we can move ahead with the press conference. I don't want to hear what you have to say. I'm more popular than you, countered Hearn, who then turned to Ben 28 and said, how are you feeling about smashing this geezer to pieces? Because I can't wait. Eubank Jr. then offered his take on the boxers and where they stand in terms of their popularity in the UK, where their fight would do brisk business and will likely sell out the stadium when they meet on April 26. Tickets go on sale on Friday. The fighters are due to meet at the press conference in London on Thursday. So, with egg, you know what I'm saying? I don't know if that egg will ever leave Conor Benn. Being he ate allegedly around 17,000 eggs to properly prepare him for the first fight they were supposed to be in. So somehow his body had an allergic reaction and he turned a bit mutant. Because egg, they have some strong properties in them, right? That yolk and everything, the shell. Somehow he started to mutate internally, and that clomiphene thing happened. You know what I'm saying? I'm sticking to it. It said the bad guy is back again. Eubank Jr. 35 smirked. Still never cheats. Still never lies. Still never cuts any corners. Yet he is still the bad guy. Isn't it incredible? I mean, that was some facts that he just said. Except him still never lies. First time in boxing history, there are two bad boys. I've been booed into every British fight I've had since 2014. Just let that sink in for a second. That's 11 years of being a bad guy. I'm a veteran at this stage, a super villain, if you will. I remember the first time I got booed into the arena. It was against a fighter called Billy Joe Saunders, another scumbag in the boxing industry. And it's a cold, dark moment in your life when you realize you're in an environment when thousands of people want to see you get hurt and lose. Even recently, walking into Wembley Stadium, AJ versus Daniel Dubois. I walk in. The cameras are on me. My face goes up on the screen. 80,000 booed me. And that is after a career best performance against Liam Smith when I beat him in a rematch. Wouldn't you say he's a disliked human being, when you say? On April 26th, I'm probably going to walk into the same environment, but it's okay because I'm not going to be alone. There's two bad guys in this fight, and there's one in me who has accepted his fate. So Eubanks Jr. saying, I've accepted that I'll never be liked because I'm a prick. Furthermore, it says, I gave up on my dreams being the hero a long time ago. The other still wants and believes and dreams of being the good guy, of being a golden boy. That's what I believe. You had it. And this is what I want to highlight, y'all. This is what I believe, was the highlight of the drivel that was that of Eubanks Jr. This is what he said that probably slapped, Conor before the actual incident happened post conference. It said you had it. You had the whole public behind you. Everyone wanted you to win and to be the next big thing in boxing. I never had that. You know what I would have given to be in that situation you were in? You had it. You literally pissed it all away, y'all. He said, you literally pissed it all away. This man is speaking from a position that he's accepted his fate, that he will never be like. He's an unsavory character. He's accepted that he is a prick. He's accepted the ego that never translated into value for him as a boxer. It never did. So guess what? That is the best that I've ever heard Eubanks provide any advice to anyone. He told Conor Benn, you literally pissed it all away. You know what I would have given to be in that situation you were in? So that tells me that Eubanks Jr. actually cared, y'all. At one point in time in his career, well, I'll take that back. I don't know if it was in his career. It might have been when he was a kid, enjoying all those luxuries that dad was bringing through the door. You know what I'm saying? While he was waddling around at the foyer, riding mini bikes through the house. I don't know if he actually accepted that as a fighter. Maybe as a child when he was basically enjoying all the luxuries and fruits of his papa's labor. You know what I'm saying? All the work he was putting in on the highest level of boxing. But peep this out, though. It seems like he cared. You know what I'm saying? It seemed like he cared. That's what it seems like to me. It seems like he cared. It seems like one point in time in his life, he cared. He cared to be a hero. He wanted to be, through the lens of the boxing fans, a favorite. He wanted to be like his dad. He wanted to be a champion. He yearned that attention in a good light. But at some point in his boxing career, he found out that was impossible because he was never going to fill the shoes of his dad. It goes on to say Eubanks Jr. claimed that Ben would try to use beating him to get back into the good graces of the British public, but said, "It's not going to happen, kid. Sorry to break it to you." I believe this was, this paragraph that he said, the last 5 lines, was some of the most mature trash talking that I've ever heard Eubanks give. But my question to him is, I wonder if you ever had that type of talk with yourself. Because speaking to yourself in the mirror is underrated. It's very underrated. And I wonder when he was going through this process of understanding the halo that his father earned as a boxer and the darkness of him being beneath the basement stairs as a fighter, what that conversation was like if he did. But what he said to Conor Benn, that was some real shit. He say, you try use beating him to get back in the good graces of the British public, but said it's not going to happen, kid. And Ben is 28 years old, I believe, right now. Sorry to break it to you. It goes on to say, when Ben started to hit back with fighting talk, Eubank Jr. grinned. Shivers. I love that. That's what Ben does, man. He can talk. You know what I'm saying? It goes on to say, but Eubank Jr. was not done. You go online and see that there is a split, he went on. I either see people say Conor Benn is going to knock Eubank early because he's too young, too strong, too ferocious, too hungry, too angry, or Eubank wins on points because he's too big. I've had 34 fights, 25 KOs, and I can only beat this guy because I'm bigger than him? No, I'm going to beat him because I'm a better fighter in every single department. He cannot beat me. Eubank goes on to say, when the zone introduced Eubanks Jr. trainer Ronnie Davies, who worked with Eubank's father, Chris Sr., throughout the championship career, as Ronnie shares, Eubank corrected him. Let's put some respect on his name. He snapped. He's done too much in the game to F his name up. I messed that up myself. But Davies was unfazed. I think it's great. The veteran Britain-based coach said of the sons of the great British rival being set to finally fight. I've got the greatest respect for Nigel and his son. I'm old school. I don't slag fighters off of their trainers. How can I not have a great respect for Nigel Benn when I was in the opposite corner of him for 2 major wars? And I think you're going to see another major fight. Conor, Chris is too big for you, Mike, and you haven't boxed enough. And you haven't fought in his level. He's too big. And he is good. People don't realize how good he is. May the best man win, which will be Eubank. A lot of people don't know what he is. I do. Show him respect. Show him mutual respect. Nigel Benn shared an embrace moment before tempers flared. While Davies has historically has input into Eubanks' junior career, it is likely that Eubanks' trainer, Jonathan Banks, would be the chief voice in the corner. He has the least to say out of everyone on stage, simply adding, I think it would be a good fight. That was interesting. That was an interesting freaking presser. Definitely, when it comes to the review and who do I believe won, Eubanks Jr. did. If there's any braggadocious moments to highlight, I think he really schooled him. He really said some things that wasn't seriously over the top. He wasn't like rambling on. It seemed like he was rambling earlier. It seemed like a bit of drivel or too much, you know what I'm saying, after that long night at the club. You come home and flop in the bed and you goddamn wake up and you think, you left the window open because it was raining outside, but yet you done drooled over your entire pillow, the side of your bed, the floor, and all that shit. You know what I'm saying? Your Jordans are floating. But anyway, he schooled Conor. Conor walks around here angry. He's trying so hard to prove to the people he want to be loved, man. And Eubanks Jr. say, you know what I would have did to be in the good graces of the UK boxing fan? If I was ever there, in so many words, he was trying to say, I would have did everything to stay there. I'm not buying it. I'm not buying it too much because he's a little arrogant prick, for real. But when it comes down to the lineage, the prestige of both of their fathers, neither pugilists have lived up to the hype. Now they have set to clash with one another in something that should have been respected by the boxing community. But yet it is turned into a parking lot circus carnival, a sideshow. That's what I see with this. It's not something that the boxing community is marking their calendar and saying, you know what, I want to see these two scrap. I want to see it, man. This is gonna be crazy. Eubanks, Ben, do you know what their fathers? Oh my God, people not saying. It's more so a reality show with these two. It's a reality show, yo. This is what it is. It's a reality show, unfortunately. I thought for sure that Conor Benn was going to start some type of motion at 147, but that haven't been the case. You know what I'm saying? That hasn't been the case. And I really can't understand why he hasn't arrived at 147 to face a champion. I thought he was saying he was going to get Mario Barrios. That hasn't played out. So now he's about to gain weight, put on extra weight. No one's going to criticize him for moving up and fighting Eubank at 160 plus pound, limit. Why? Because they don't care. They don't care if he's supposed to be a 47 pounder and then moving up to the 60s to fight Eubanks. They don't care. Because they don't care about either one of them. So you're not going to hear many people talking about water on the brain, how dangerous it is. One of them can get knocked out, become Richard Colon or Jeremy McClellan or Donna Stevenson. You know what I'm saying? Boxing fans have to care to provide you a medical evaluation or prognosis. They have to give a damn about you. And I think the boxing community, for these two names, they don't care. Because they truly believe that one, obviously, is bigger than the other, has more experience than the other. And it's almost like big bro, little bro. Big bank take little bank. That's what a lot of boxing fans snapshot this as being. Big bank take little bank. I carry you along, little fella. You go back to the market and get the eggs. Make sure you use daddy's credit card. And you know what I'm saying? So you can buy the right eggs this time. And use daddy credit card to get you a nutritionist. Okay? So you can gain the weight properly. So there won't be no chemical imbalance. And and your body start to act kind of weird. You gain all these big muscles. and then you pop dirty on the test. You cannot pop dirty on the test. This fight is in April, which is not too long, is not too far away. So let's just hope that when it comes down to it, that Conor Benn is able to wash his face with some good facial cleanser. You know what I mean? I hope he finds some good cleanser. Because the way that Eubanks Jr. slapped him on the right side of his face, he's going to be smelling goddamn scramble. All that dude is going to go get up in the morning and say, you know what? I'm going to have some eggs today. His dad going to be like, son, you've been eating eggs for 30 days straight. What in Jesus' name is wrong with you, lad? You're bloody insane. Did he slap you that hard? Come on. That's rubbish. You've been eating eggs 3 times a day for 30 days straight. I'm taking you to the doctor. I need to get you medically evaluated. You're going to pop dirty again, son. Do you understand? We cannot go through this again. I've watched you tarnish my name, my hard work. I won't allow it. I won't allow it. Get on the phone and call the primary care provider now. Conor's going to have to get baptized, bro. He needs to go get baptized to get that egg out of him. Who would have thought Eubank Jr. would be so savage, bro? For him to come over there and slap that man, the first ever I've seen in boxing, ever. First of all, I never really experienced a boxer testing positive for clomiphene because they ate 16,000 eggs. You know what I'm saying? I never seen that happen. But at the end of the day, what I want to try to get through is there any footage? I'm talking about from the VHS days, the CDs, you know what I'm saying? All that shit. Is there any footage? You know, I'm going to do you one better. Y'all. I'm going to try my best to try to see if it ever happened. Bomb Squad! I'm going to go on a one-man expedition. I'm going to try my best to come up with evidence. The claim if this situation has ever happened before. Real talk. Because it's concerning to me. When I was looking at this, you know, hearing the Deontay Wilder, you know, the Bomb Squad, that's how that shot, you know, kind of shocked me a little bit. You know what I'm saying? The way it came across the left. I was trying to do some research I was trying to put in the search engine, right? If there's ever been a boxer doing a face-off to get slapped with some Vienna sausages, a handful of Nutella, and you know what I'm saying, a palm of Nutella, man. Slapping the shit out of somebody with some Nutella in your hand, it can change lives, man. I was trying to see if anybody has ever used a dairy product to slap the shit out of their opponent doing a face-off, and it's a month plus out from the fight. Now, I've seen fighters get touched. I've seen the shoving. I've seen the grabbing of the neck. I've seen Floyd put his finger in Victor Ortiz's neck. I mean, we've seen it. I've seen Riddick Bowe give Larry Dono a two-piece, split his lip open. We've seen Mike Tyson go berserk. There have been human beings out there, pugilists, combat specialists, who have physically violated their opposition doing a face-off or weigh-in. Right? I'm going to donate my time. I'm going to go to where Rome, Greece, all that. I'm going to try my best to attempt to discover if a fighter has ever been slapped open palm with a white egg, just a regular egg, caged all up on top of each other, stressed the fuck out, a cage-free egg, a eggland egg. I just want to see within history, has a fighter ever had the shit slapped out of him with an egg? Who could have thought that Eubanks will be the first to do something like that, even though I don't think Mauricio Suleiman is going to make him a WBC belt because of it. You know what I'm saying? It seems like he's made over 100,000 already. You know what I'm saying? Different belts. I wonder if he'll make a dairy belt, because I heard that slap all the way back here. I'm not going to lie to you. When he slapped him with that egg, I say, shit. Harvey Doc, are you going to give him a count? All I thought is a slap championships, bro. He slapped the shit out of freaking Conor Benn. And you're trying to tell me that man he's not going to go to sleep and think about that? He's going to think about that. He's going to think about that, y'all. That right there, that's going to be a part of his life for a long time to come. I don't care what happens in the fight. He's going to try his best for revenge. Real talk. He's going to try his best for revenge. Check this out. I'm going to tell you a little bit of why I don't feel empathy for Conor Benn. Because when Eubanks was cutting weight to face his last opponent, I believe his name was Zerameta, I believe. Forgive me. But that was October 2024 last year. Conor Benn, when that man was cutting weight, was talking crazy to Eubanks Jr. Talking crazy. And I could have sworn he shoved him. He was talking crazy to Eubank. And he shoved him. And Eubank was smiling like, hey, yeah, you get me while I'm cutting weight. Oh, I love it. I love it. You know, he was pretty much telling Conor Benn like, you're a little scruffy little fella. Look at him. He's adorable. Somebody pat him on the head. He's an adorable little fella. But yeah, he fucked with Eubank. I knew it was something when he was cutting weight for the weigh-in for Zerameta, and he and Conor Benn had an encounter. And Conor Benn didn't care anything about that. He was fucking with the man when he was going through the time of misery. So when this presented himself, I must say, Eubank, you proved something to us all. You know, you came off as a mixture of nerves, you know what I'm saying, drivel, garrulous talk. But in the end, the way you brought that moment together to basically repay Conor Benn for fucking with you when you was cutting weight with Zerameta, hey, I have to commend you for that. I have to commend you because you did something to Conor Benn that he's going to think from today up to Thursday when you have a press conference, all the way up doing his fight camp, when he's cutting weight, the weigh-in, he's going to try his best, him and his pops, to exact revenge on you now. Him and his pops is going to try to, you slapped him in front of his papa. The real Ben. Hey, not the secondary 0.5 Ben. We're talking about the real Ben. They're going to try anything and everything to exact revenge on you. You might want to be very vigilant about, keeping your guard up, because they're going to get back. Oh, you slapped that man with an egg, yo. They're going to get back there, Eubanks. You slapped him with something that the boxing public has never witnessed while we've been supporting boxing. We never found that palpable because it's never been seen. I wonder if any egg yolk slipped down the jawline of Conor Benn and he actually tasted raw yolk. And it took him back to when he was consuming all those eggs to gain weight. You know what? Like they used to crack those eggs, those raw eggs in there and just take it to the head. I wonder did it. He said, Dad, that's a good egg right there. Real talk. Can you get with his people and see where they got that egg from? That's some good egg right there. I wonder did some yolk just drip into his mouth and he tasted it and he had a little bit of flashback, PTSD. I don't know, man. I wonder, was the egg boiled? Do y'all think he slapped Conor Benn with a boiled egg? Do you? Do you think Eubanks would be that savage? Huh? Do you think he would be that type of enforcer to slap that man with a boiled egg? Because listen, I'm gonna be honest, I didn't see any yolk splatter on the camera lens or anything like that. I didn't see any security freaking wipe their face. Do you think he boiled the egg, man, for extra needed effect? I don't think that was totally a raw egg, come to think about it. I just didn't see any of the yolk splattering all over the place. Let me get to the chat. You know what I'm saying? Because this is crazy. This is crazy, man. Shout out to Eubanks Jr. You won that by a landslide. You won that by a landslide. Hands down, period. He said, turn this opponent into Egg Bundy. Okay, I see the silver tongue. Okay, wordplay. All right, got you. No doubt. I wonder how much of a fine that Eubanks Jr. is going to have to pay. Now, shout out to Blue. Blue Hustle in the building. I don't, look. Why should he get fined, though? Why should he get fined? If Ryan Garcia didn't get fined for lying the way he did, if Tank being 2-3 hours late, I think being 2 or 3 hours late for a presser is worse than being slapped with a boiled egg. And look, come to think about it, as my mind is just racing, right? I'm running through lights asking myself, was it a regular chicken egg? Or was it an emu, an ostrich? I mean, what was it? Was it a ostrich egg? Hey, what the fuck? Was it a geese? He may not have slapped him with a freaking regular egg that you. He might have slapped him with something that's gonna have some bone fragments in it. I swear to God, bro. I predicted it was going to be the best press conference of the whole entire year. And I was right like always. I'm a genius. Now, the best press conference of the whole year, I don't know, Jag, man. The best press conference, the only thing that really stood out is the egg. You have to read what you just put. The press conference sucked. Okay? If you want to be a genius for predicting the best based off your grading system, okay, cool. But to other grading systems when it comes to presses, that was weak. Now, when you want to talk about the post delivery, now that warranted high points. That's all I can say on that. You could tell it was going to be the best press conference of the year. Chris Eubank was shutting down Eddie Hearn's comments from the get-go. That's not the first time he did that, though. You have to understand they had another press conference where he was going in on Frank Warren, Eddie, all of them to their face. I thought that was a light press conference for Eubanks. I mean, just because he's talking crap to Eddie, he's did that previously. Seriously, he's did that previously. That wasn't nothing new that I haven't heard. But I do get what you're saying. But, you know, the moment was after the presser. He said, Eubank a thug now. Hey, man. Hey, man, what's the age limit to be a thug? Hey, what's the age limit to be a thug, cuz? You know what I'm saying? Scott said it's all scripted. Hey, I really can't deny that it might be scripted, but I'm not co-signing that it is. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of stuff to build up a fight, it always comes down with something with a fighter touching each other, pushing a fighter, you know, trying to brawl something. All I know, he got slapped. And I never seen a fighter get fed breakfast so late in the evening through the side of their face. You know what I'm saying? It's almost like he was force feeding him, you know what I'm saying, through the side of his face. That's a bad sign when someone's trying to hand feed you and you didn't ask for it. BG said, man, that wasn't scripted. Stop the nonsense, man. Shout out to BG in the building. This shit was hooligan behavior, as they say over there. You think? I don't think it was hooligan, man. Because they really didn't let's be honest, man. We gotta be honest, man. We gotta stop forgetting shit so early. David Benavidez presses was worse than this, man. Come on, man. David Benavidez and Morrell presser was way better than this. Stop hyping up the Brits like that, man, just because Eubanks was sunning Conor. He was sunning him. You know what I'm saying? He was sunning him, bro. In 2025, boxing is new WWE entertainment business. Hey, whatever they got to do to bring entertainment, it is what it is. Whatever they got to do. You know what I'm saying? Try to keep it down to 2 to 3 lines, people. I'm not the one pestering you for super chats, but writing a whole paragraph of stuff, JG, Jag. Come on, bro. Lighten up, man. I'll be on here tomorrow. 2 to 3 lines is cool. Not an essay. The shit in Wembley. Eubank should have got Bomac for this fight. You think he need Bomac for Conor Benn? I think that's, you know, paying that's going a little bit overkill. because I thought he was looking good when he had Roy. You know what I'm saying? And then he switched up and he had, who was his other trainer when he fought Liam Smith? Because he switched trainers so much. Who did he have over there? Who was his trainer when he fought Liam Smith for the rematch? Who was his trainer? I forgot. If you know, put it in the chat for me. I appreciate it. I'm convinced that Turkey broke out the checkbook to purchase everybody in boxing production. I don't know why you stuck on the ghostwriting stuff. What's wrong with ghostwriting if you're not getting paid and there's no masters? If someone is ghostwriting, which is considered to be PR training, you know what I'm saying, to assist with them branding themselves and knowing how to speak in public, right? And ghostwriting shouldn't be frowned upon, because think about it. WWE, if you ever been to one of those events, they're lit. They're absolutely lit. Ghostwriting, choreography, and all that shit. They lit. The promos are incredible. Even MMA, the way they sit up there and have their ceremonial weigh-ins. I mean, the shit is lit, bro. I don't mind boxing going through the extreme to sell a fight by talking trash. Keyshawn Davis, another perfect example, bro. Keyshawn takes over the presser and sells the fight. I can't hold him on that, man. He's trash talks. No one has done it better in a long time than Tony Harrison and Jamel Charlo. Tony Harrison made you believe that Cornball was somebody you didn't want to be. Tony Harrison, when he said you're a cornball, it made you think, I ain't never want. I don't want to be no cornball. Father God, help me. I don't never want to be no cornball. And when Tony Harrison was calling Jamel Charlo a cornball, it sting. Shit, he made you believe. I know a lot of rich motherfuckers that are cornballs, and you one of them. You a cornball, yo. I don't know if I just don't know. Bo Mac would have had anything. Oh yeah. Hey BG, he was with Bo Mac, right? That's when Bo Mac, had the situation over there. Yeah. And Nassau coming back. You have to forgive me sometime. I told you those neurotransmitters, they be fucking around up there. You know what I'm saying? Being late to work, acting all blackish. Shit don't be jumping synapses, got returning the goddamn FedEx on time. He was with Bo Mac when he looked like that. Okay, I get what you're saying. But for this fight with Conor Benn, hell no. It's not even in his division for a title or anything. And I know Liam Smith wasn't, but it was a rematch. So I get what you're saying. Great point. I got Ben in this fight because Eubank is not being trained by Bo Mac. So explain to me who's training Conor Benn that you believe supersedes that of Eubank based off what he already know, the experience, his skill set. Because I actually seen Chris Eubank spar in person. I've seen him spar, and he's very much a level above Conor Benn when it comes to fighting. I know it's sparring, but I'm telling you, Eubanks, his psychological meter is what's fucked up. No matter how much change you put in that bitch, it's still gonna show it's empty. I'm serious. It's just he cannot win the big fights. No matter what he does, he have to go up here and fight Ben. They really give him nothing. He goes in here and beat Conor Benn. What is it going to do for him? Are they going to put him in the rankings? No. Eubank Sr. said dropping in weight will take his son punch resistance away, and he begged them not to make the fight. Yeah. I think that was the first one. Yeah, when they was gonna fight at 158, I believe. Yeah, you're right about that. That was the first one. And Ben was very concerned. Like, I mean, Eubanks. You know what I'm saying? Eubanks Senior just felt like, no. You compete at a higher weight class than Conor Benn, and this is gonna, dropping that weight is gonna take away your punch resistance. But people don't know. I mean, some do. He got hit with an elbow in that fight. Shout out to the OG Bruce Gas, Boxer Jazz, and more in the building. What it do, man? This is Storytelling 101, long-term storytelling, chapter by chapter. Well, I want to read your comment. I'll read the first two sentences, but all your comments, I appreciate your interjection. I'm not the interjection, your interaction. Cool. I appreciate it, no doubt. But come on. Help me out, please. I remember Ben doing that when Eubank was cutting weight. Good catch. Yeah, man, he sat up there. You could you imagine the misery Eubanks was going through? And here come Conor Benn is probably just finished eating a steak dinner for brunch, asparagus, oven roasted potatoes. You know what I'm saying? His belly is full with some strawberry cheesecake for dessert. And he comes in there fueled all up off his sugar high, fucking with Eubanks. And he pushed him. He said, hey, Eubanks said, hey, it's okay. It's okay. I like that. It's okay. But he got him back good. He showed him what being unequally yoked is all about, bro. For real. He got slapped in front of Uncle Ben. No, that's not his uncle, bro. You know what I'm saying? It's not his uncle. When you get slapped in front of your father, man, that's a conversation you're going to have behind closed doors once you return home. Period. His father going to say, son, how many times I have to tell you? You represent the Ben family, the Ben name. All the ghostwriters out there, you represent them. Don't ever let your opponent get that close to slap you with just the mere fact of him slapping you with an egg. You know what I mean? Now I've explained to your relatives the embarrassment. I mean, his dad is going to let him have it once he get home. I don't think he listened to his father. Even though Conor Benn say, Eubank Sr. don't like him. I can't really get into that. I don't want to be a part of that. Because I've seen both of them in person at the same time. And like I mentioned to my listeners, they talk to one another like it's business. Like they're disconnected when it comes to just socialization. They're disconnected. It's almost like two strangers that's having a dialogue, and you don't see any feelings. It's almost like they're talking about the topic, and once they're done, they go their separate ways. It was wild when I seen that shit in Vegas. Do we know that I lighten up? I would definitely lighten up as a courtesy. I hope so, because I can't read that shit. You know what I'm saying? Hey, it was Bomac for the rematch. Okay, Bomac was for the rematch, and Eubank looked great in that fight. I don't quite understand why he's not back at B&B getting trained for Ben. Even though he has about 5 weeks of training. Yeah. 6 weeks. Okay. The fighters on, let me see. Yeah, they fight in 26. So he has a good 6 weeks of training. He has a good 6 weeks of training. Yeah, the 26th is the last weekend of April. He has enough time to go over there because they already have familiarization with Bo Mack. He's already had him as a trainer. So it'll be good to go back over there. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I think so. It'd be good for him to go back over there. But you never know with him. This guy moves around, man. And he drops trainers for no freaking reason. For real. For no reason. Let me take this down. Just in collective news, right? We already know that Eubanks is going to be way bigger than Conor Benn. And I don't foresee a rehydration clause at all. Okay? Just putting that out there. But we do want to acknowledge that Nigel Benn said he was sorry to Eubank Jr. and he said he really don't hate his dad. He apologized to the man on air during the presser. That was the most genuine exchange that I witnessed in a press conference today. That Nigel Benn said, I don't hate your dad. Okay? I don't hate your dad. Sorry, I don't hate your dad. So I think that was one of the most genuine moments that went on out there. You know what I'm saying? As you all know, we have the fight of all fights that's looming right around the corner. Tank Davis and Lamont Roach. We're gonna get this fight out the way. I'm pretty sure Lamont Roach has gotten the most attention that he's ever gotten in his career. I'm pretty sure it's both good and bad, positive and negative. But like I tell you, I met Lamont Roach and he's a good dude. He's not stuck up. He's not a Chris Colbert. When I met Roach for the first time, Chris Colbert night and fucking, you know what I'm saying, night and day. As far as the etiquette, respect, all that. Chris Colbert was who he is, and it played out the way it should have played out with him. Lamont Roach, I think this fight is going to be competitive as long as it lasts. I'll be surprised if he makes it to the final bell with Tank. I know a lot of people talking about Lamont Roach is going to be small, but yet you complain about how small Tank is. It's crazy. Tank has never really been considered big except when he was ballooning up in weight in between fights early in his career. But since then, he's locked in with a freaking strength and conditioner and nutritionist, and he's been coming in on weight, no problem. But we've pretty much been talking fierce about, how this fight is going to play out and what's going to happen after the fight. Also, an attachment to the lightweight division. Some people are talking about Schofield apologizing. A part of me, I ain't gonna lie, a part of me was rooting for the Schofields, right? I was rooting for the Schofields when it comes to them getting a fight with Shakur. I wasn't rooting for the Schofields to go in there and get the victory over Shakur. I was just happy that his father went through so much to be an advocate for his son, get the fight, and then blow it. You know what I'm saying? You want to talk about being at the casino and having played a hand. This your first hand. You say, I'm going all in on everything I got. Everything I'm going all in. One moment, they blew it all. What did Eubanks Jr. say? You literally pissed it away. To me, that doesn't make any sense. This absolute bullocks. I'm telling you, bro. I was rooting for Schofield to finally have a fight that he can get some respect. He could have got the Patty respect. All he had to do was go in there and have a pretty decent, respectable showcase. But he ended up being sick. But that's not it. I'm not talking about Kid Austin, so to speak. I was just happy his father was able to be an advocate and get him to fight. I'm talking about all the killing. You didn't try to kill him. A masseuse rubbed something on you, on your son. Oh man, it was everywhere, bro. And I really don't know if you ever. I'm waiting on somebody. Where y'all at, man? I see him in the gym. Where's all the dang channels that was freaking interviewing Schofield Jr.? Where are y'all at? Why he haven't been on your show yet, bro? All y'all that was up here having a grand old time. Come on, Mill City. I know Mill City can get it. Come on, Mill City. I know you can get the drop. He has everybody on his shit. Come on, Mill. Hey, send a motherfucking, if you need me to send a carrier pigeon over there. They just finished eating, man. They fueled up. Let me know, man. I'll send a message over there, bro. You know what I'm saying? I'll send a message over there. Hey, you need to be on at 2000. So we need a post-fight week follow-up on what happened. I don't want to hear no X, nothing. I want to hear Y and Z. Why he was in the bed, Z sleeping, and he wasn't in the ring fighting. That's what the people wants to know. What was with the killing? What's with this? I read some of the shit that was on X, the apologies and stuff. No, he needs to speak to the people there, Schofield Jr. Man, you have some freaking explaining to do, big dog. Come on, man. Your son is gonna reap the wrath of your actions for talking and making those accusations. So you're not going to get a fight with Shakur Stevenson anytime soon because his hand is messed up. So you're going to have to pretty much fight somebody on the ladder. You're going to have to find a fighter on the ranking ladder. And hopefully it's somebody that, I don't know, that the fight fans respect, because they're not feeling it right now with you. Not so much your action, but your pop's actions. Also, with Tank Davis and the Mutt Roach, with Tank, I see him winning this fight. The fight fans want to know who he's going to call up. Just be patient, man. It's going on Wednesday. Just be patient, and you'll find out who he's going to call out, okay? Just be patient. That's all you have to do. Be patient, bro. Be patient, and you'll find out what Gervonta Davis has to say post-fight. I've heard a lot of people talking about it may be a shocker, an upset. Yeah, that's the language. That's the common language of a lot of these convos, man. Every time a fighter come up, they halfway decent against a fighter that you don't like. You always try to get in the BOD and say, well, it might be an upset because Roach been training him. I've seen his videos. Floyd's training him. And this, that, and the other. Oh, okay, I've heard that before. But we have to be patient. Just let it play out. It's this weekend. It's here. Once we get this fight out the way, I'm going to tell you, boxing, you know, the schedule and everything for the big fights, it's going to get a little bit wild because Canelo's going to be coming up soon. He's facing Skull. The reason why people are going to tune into that, just to see if he picks up his belt. They know he's going to pick up his belt, but they just want to know how he's going to pick it up. If the fight going to go the distance, complimentary of a Starbucks knockdown served with a vanilla latte. Or he's going to go in there and finish Skull and get him up out there and send him about his way. The people don't know with Canelo. But then after post-fight, is Crawford going to give us the first ever face-off with Canelo Alvarez in the ring? Is Crawford going to make this one of those fights that he's going to buck the system? Is Crawford going to buck the system? Huh? Because I seen Jermell Charlo be just a good little guy. I mean, I was kind of shocked when Jerry Hurd was a unified champion, and Jermell Charlo was so motherfucking disrespectful. But when he went up there for Canelo, I know his lips felt like, damn, nigga, you ain't gonna move. We can't move ourselves, man. Damn. Did somebody staple your lips together? He didn't say shit to Canelo. You know, with Canelo, he a legend. And I'm gonna go in there and do my best. It wasn't no back talk, no nothing. I wanna see, I wanna hear, I wanna witness it for myself. The trash talking between Crawford and Canelo. Cause I know Crawford ain't one of them guys. He ain't cut like that. He's not gonna be up here and be no studious B. You know what I'm saying? He's not gonna be the puppet. That's what I want. I wanna see the face off if it's gonna be one. And let's later down the road though. I'm just saying. I wanna know if Canelo is gonna try and act like he don't know what English is, and if Crawford used the F word. Hey Crawford, if you're listening, say, hey, I ain't them other motherfuckers. Let's see if Canelo is gonna act like he speak no English and push Crawford the way he did Caleb Plant. Let's see. I want to see if he does it. Yeah, I want to see if Canelo gonna shove Crawford like he did Caleb. You know what I'm saying? That's what I want to see. I want to see that Crawford Benavidez energy with Canelo. Because we haven't really seen Canelo turned all the way up. And you know this fight. This fight is going to get dirty. There's going to be some Mexican fight fans on here you ain't never seen before. Man, this lead up to this fight is going to get super disrespectful. There's going to be a lot of freaking racism going on. Act like something like it's a freaking airborne virus that just happened. And this YTC is going to be so disruptive, chaotic, mayhem, motherfuckers just disrespecting each other until the fight happened. And after the fight happened, well, depending on how it plays out, on the fight fans, the Mexican fight fans are going to be like, hey, where's the rally point at? We gotta go in hiding for 6 months, man. So I got with an aerosexual, and they told me what a rally point is. We're going on. They just restocked on pork and beans, spam, yeah, and they picked up some new loaves of bread because the other one had molded. But yeah, we should be good. We go out here 6 months, let the loss fester, and then we're gonna come back on top. Can't wait for that. But until next time, man, shout out to the hottest chat in the MFing game, A-Side Official. Till next time, I'm out.